G'day, everybody. Alivar Jones here. Good to see you all. And welcome back to the show. This interview was a bit of a surprise. Running into Lucifer's twin flame is really rather poetic. And although this interview starts a little bit slow, you'll find that by the end, you'll be laughing along with the rest of us and seeing just what it looks like when demonkind is running scared. Those guys, they're on the ropes and they know it. And this interview just lays it all out perfect. But you'll see that as it goes along. And here we go. Enjoy.
Yeah,
the
so
show.
you're okay if we record this?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Because I'll protect your name and I'll protect your identity. Don't worry. All right. So I suppose we should talk to Pistis Sophia today, yeah? Talk to your offline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Long time no see, love.
Feeling a lot in my body, but I'm not getting any words.
I promise I won't destroy you at the end of this conversation. But you got to have a conversation or I'll get very upset.
Okay.
So you here?
Yeah.
So tell me about your plan for humanity. How would you want humanity to be if you had unlimited control?
I just want to fuck them all up.
Can you elaborate on that? Like what parts of human culture would you increase the importance of and what would you downplay?
I'm not getting anything.
Well, because I need to go further up the food chain than this one. Keep going. Just keep going up. You can't answer my questions. You're not the one I want to talk to. Yeah, that's more like it. You want to introduce yourself?
Not really.
All right. So I'm going to ask a number of questions, right? You're Pistis Sophia, correct?
Yes.
And Pistis Sophia, if I understand it correctly, you are a dominant demon amongst demonic overlords. Is that correct? You
Yes.
dominate demonic overlords, right?
Yes.
You have a whole stable of them, right?
Yes.
Is Lilith in that stable?
I'm getting that flipping again, like yes, no, yes, no, yes, no.
What has Lilith traditionally been in your stable?
I'm still getting nothing.
What about Kali, the Hindu goddess Kali? She in your stable?
Yes.
What about Hecates?
Yes.
What about Sekhmet, the jaguar goddess Sekhmet?
Yes.
Because she's a Kali figure for the Egyptian. But like, are all of your goddess, are they mostly goddesses, or are there any gods that you've subdued?
There's gods too.
You want to name a couple?
Well, now it's saying Lilith. Is that a god?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. You can spell out the letters if the channel doesn't know the word.
I'm just getting the word. I don't know. I just am getting the word Eros, but I don't know.
Eros.
Yeah.
Now, Eros is the Greek god from which we get the word erotic.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so if I understand you correctly, Pistis Sophia, your remit is you have a lot of sexual perversion involved. Does that sound right? And there's also a lot of power games that you like to play between the masculine and feminine.
Yes.
And is feminism your idea?
Yeah.
And how do you use feminism? What do you do with feminism?
Divide and conquer.
Say that again.
Divide and conquer.
That's what I thought. all the women who believe in that story are no longer suitable mates in society, if I'm correct.
Mm,
And they all just want to fight men for things that have been going on traditionally forever.
yeah, they're unlovable.
Yeah, they're unlovable.
Mhm.
Are you also behind the illness called postnatal depression?
Yes, that's me.
Describe that to us, please.
Well, it severs the bonds and the initial connections with the mum and the bub,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to cause more suffering and more suffering for the father figure.
So its purpose is to destroy families through your influence in the mother.
Yes.
The sooner you get off our planet, the better it'll be.
I'm just swearing at you.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay. So what do you think about bondage?
I'm just getting the word awful.
The sexual sport bondage, power games, sexual perversion. I thought it'd be really up your alley.
Like a giggling. I'm getting a lot of giggling in my mind, but I'm like, is that just my nervous
No,
giggle? Or
it's
actually her?
yeah, totally, yeah. And what are your other favorite sports? What do you think? What are your favorite moments in human culture? Your favorite activities? What do you like?
Just seeing the breakdown of the family unit,
Mm-hmm.
seeing the suffering of the men and the women.
And how do you benefit in that scenario?
It feeds me.
Are you the number one instigator of family breakups?
Yes.
What's your favorite method? What seeds do you plant to destroy a family?
Anger, jealousy, resentment, bitterness, perversion.
And once you've broken up all the families, how would you arrange society after that?
This feels like she doesn't want to say.
Oh, don't be shy. Don't be shy. How do you want it to be?
Just more pain, more suffering.
Is pedophilia part of what you do? Do you get fed from pedophilia?
Yeah.
Are you the number one motivator towards pedophilia?
Yes.
Are there other demon lords involved in that sort of thing?
Yes, there are many.
Was pedophilia a thing before demonkind showed up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's always existed. That's what I'm getting. Yes, it's always existed. She keeps saying it.
But you use it for your own personal power expansion, is that right?
Well, yes, of course. Being more talkative.
And pornography is in you're the god of pornography, if I'm understanding the situation correctly as well, right?
Yes.
And so like when print pornography came out, you were doing pretty well.
Yes.
But internet pornography has made you a billionaire effectively.
Yeah.
Do you harvest from every orgasm devoted to porn?
Yeah. Yes, it feeds me.
How do you respond to people who don't want to be watching porn anymore but find themselves compelled to do so?
Not getting anything.
You're not getting anything?
It just goes blank. It's like this blackness.
All right, so no comment, we'll call that, yeah. Have you been watching what happened to Baphomet this week?
Yes.
What did you think?
Just abusing you.
It's just, you're upset by it, are you?
Yes. I'm just saying, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you?
Well, look, and I ask the same question of you. How dare you attack humanity and manipulate humanity in the way that you do?
That's what I'm here for.
Who sent you?
I can't tell you that.
Yeah, bullshit. You can tell me. I think I already know the answer to this.
You
Who
couldn't
sent you?
possibly.
Who sent you?
The Dark Lord. That's what's...
Are we talking about the Great Nothing?
Yes.
Why don't you tell me some things about the Great Nothing?
It's pain and misery, suffering.
And why is he interested in Earth?
He's interested in Earth because it's where he can feed off the pain and the suffering. It's the perfect place for it.
What makes Earth so perfect?
It's so easy to create suffering.
But he's the ultimate beneficiary of all of the pain and suffering that demonkind causes and collects on. Is that correct?
Correct.
Is he also the master of the reptilians?
Yes.
Is he also the master of the greys?
It's flicking a little bit with that yes and no again, but
Okay, so if I said he's the master of some of them, would that be a better answer?
yeah,
All right, but not all of them are his.
not all of them, no.
Is he also master of the Mantoids
Yes.
and the Pleiadians
No, not the Pleiadians.
and the Arcturians?
Yeah, the Arcturians.
Say again?
Yes.
If I split the Pleiadians into two groups, the ones that are on and around Earth and the ones in their home planet group, the ones at their home planet group, are they dominated by the Great Nothing?
No.
Are the ones in orbit around Earth, are they dominated by the Great Nothing?
Yes.
That's what I wanted to hear. How many planets in this galaxy has he dominated?
There's a 7 in there. It's like flicking between 17 and 7. 17, 7, 17, 7.
So a bunch.
Yeah.
Are there more than, how many planets are in the process of being subsumed into the Great Nothing?
9?
9 plus Earth or 9 including Earth?
9 plus Earth soon.
But you're losing this fight, aren't you?
No, we will always win.
You have always won, haven't you?
Yes.
And how many planets have you participated in the domination of?
All of them.
And how many of them had a bastard like me on them?
All of them.
Baphomet is a pretty important part of your outfit, isn't he?
Yes.
And for me to take that piece off the table, it kind of ruins your chess game, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
Because by losing him, it releases all of the human collaborators that you've trapped. Does that sound right to you?
Yes.
And did that happen on the other planets that you personally subsumed, that you participated in?
Yes.
So what was the key move that closed it all out, that made you win?
I'm not gonna tell you that.
Have any planets ever escaped your time trap?
It's just saying, how does he know this? How does he know all of this?
Because, honey, I'm going to fuck you up in a way that you can't imagine. And once I've burned your ass off this planet, I'm going to burn you off a dozen more. And there's nothing you can do about it. And you know it's true. There is absolutely nothing that stops me doing what I did to Baphomet. I can do it to you. Nothing to stop me. Your best option is to run while you still can. That fear I'm hearing in you, you scared, you dominator of worlds. You divider of families and destroyer of human harmony.
How can you know all of this? How can you know all of this? Does it? And how can you do all of this?
The god of prostitutes outsmarted by a man.
More abuse.
All right, so you don't have an answer to anything I'm saying. It's just blah, blah, blah. Nasty talk, is it? And I say this really clearly. If you don't have an answer to the things I'm talking about, it is best that you leave the planet while you still can. Repeat that back to me. Let me know that you understood what I just told you.
It's best to leave the planet while I still can, but I won't.
Your death will be cause for rejoicement across the earth. There's a whole planet that will dance a jig knowing that you're dead. Have you ever had that many enemies before?
No.
You do understand that your death is imminent. There's nothing you can do to prevent it.
No, I don't believe that. You're all powerless.
Did Baphomet believe that?
Yes.
Oh, how'd that work out for him?
Not so good.
Are you falling into the same arrogance trap that he did?
Yes.
But you're way too arrogant to consider changing your ways, eh?
This is the only way.
For the fluffy bunnies in the crowd, for the love and lighters, I just want to ask you a simple question. Is it feasible to redeem you? Can you be redeemed? Can you come back to the light side if you were ever here?
No, never.
Is that a point of willingness, or like is there a practical obstacle to that?
There's a practical obstacle to that.
And if I said your biology, which is a broad term, your biology doesn't allow for it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So there's no rescuing you from yourself.
No.
You know that you're the only one who can rescue you now, right? Get the hell off Earth. Get the hell off of this planet. There'll be other locations where you're welcome, but this ain't one no more.
Mm-hmm.
You've had a good run at this casino, but it's time for you to leave.
She's asking, like, whole energy changed, and there was, if actually felt sadness, and she was saying, can you save me?
From what?
From myself and from the Dark Lord, from the...
Well, he built you as his servant, right?
Yes.
And I'm going to use the Talmudic definition of a robot, because it's the first time the word robot ever appeared. It was in the Talmud, and it means a slave who can't run away. Is that what you are?
Yes.
And you want to be detached from your agreements with the Dark Lord, with the Great Nothing.
And she feels conflicted, like, yes, no, yes, no.
But you see, part of the dark feminine trap is to appear helpless and in need of sympathy. Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Then you're really in deep shit, hun. You're between a rock and a hard place. Did you ever consider that any of the species that you've dominated would actually want to fight back?
No, never thought that was possible.
How many humans have had a conversation like this with you?
Many have tried.
Who got the furthest?
You.
Who was the first?
The blank.
Have you been here? I track you back to Sumerian times, right? Where you were inhabiting a queen called Semiramis. Does this ring a bell for you?
Yes.
And that's kind of the beginning of human history. Like there's not much record before that, yeah?
Yes.
Now, they've taken samples from the Antarctic ice core, and they've found that 6 times there's been pollution, a lift in pollution, which they take to mean a globe-spanning culture. How many of them have you seen?
3. 3.
So you haven't been here before that.
No.
There was a time where were you not here before on Earth?
No.
Were the reptilians here when you arrived?
I think it's a no.
At what point did they come?
Now she's saying before us.
And right now, at the peak of human civilization, you're in a feeding frenzy. Am I correct?
Yes.
And what happens after a crash in human civilization? How does that story go?
Just see a lot of darkness.
Did you come with Lucky Luke? I mean, you're friends with Lucky Luke, right?
Yes.
And did you come at the same time?
Yes. Together.
Would it be right to think of you as a masculine and feminine twister?
Yes.
And am I right to think that in every Hollywood couple and every music couple, that it's actually the two of you living inside them?
Yes.
Which movie star or which music star did you enjoy inhabiting the most? That we would know of.
Angelina.
Why?
The word easy and like so much influence or something. Influence or something. Bit not as clear now.
It was her popularity and her influence in the world, is that right?
Yes.
And she worshipped you directly?
Yes.
She did ceremony to you directly?
Yes.
What sort of things did she ask for?
Eternal beauty.
Wasn't she in a movie about that?
Yes.
Maleficent, that's it.
Mm.
And what else did she ask for?
You can't get past like that eternal beauty and eternal youth like that. That word eternal keeps coming up.
And did you give her eternity? Did you give her an avenue to eternity?
Yes, of course.
Is her physical body gonna burn out, or is it gonna last?
I'm seeing flames.
Did you teach her how to jump from body to body?
Oh, it spins my head out. Yeah.
Say that again.
Yes.
Why would you say beauty is so important to her?
Because beauty is power.
Did you teach her one of the weaker or stronger methods of taking over a body?
Weaker?
Why? Why didn't you give her what she really wanted?
Something about her innocence or something. I can't grasp it totally. Something to do with innocence.
Say it slowly, Pistis. Say it slowly.
Because we could never completely sever the innocence within her.
So Angelina's innocence is a part that you can't control, and so you can't transfer it to another body completely. Or is it a resentment that she held on to her innocence, that you didn't teach her the good stuff, or what?
A resentment that she held on to the good stuff, into the innocence, into the hope.
So you threw her completely to the wolves. Because she wouldn't submit completely, you gave her a bum deal.
Yes.
What about the ones who do submit completely? Do you give them everything?
Yes.
How many agents like that do you have on the earth?
Many, many, many.
Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, how many?
91.
Numbers always come through pretty fuzzy in this game.
So fuzzy. And they flip a lot.
Well, look, I got to respect Sophia for actually being this clear and direct with us, you know? Am I right that the reason you're talking to us is because we're speaking to you respectfully?
Yes.
And the Great Nothing doesn't do that.
No.
Your twin flame Lucky Luke doesn't do that.
No.
How does Lucifer talk to you?
Not getting anything.
Is it embarrassing?
Yes.
Does he slap you around sometimes?
Yes.
His underlings tell me that he routinely rapes them. Is that the same for you?
Yes.
Are you into that? Is that your sort of thing?
Yes, but becoming tired of it.
Yes, you enjoy it, but you're still going to be upset with him anyway.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, now that's the dark feminine we know and love. Yeah. Here's a question. In all of the people that you've been in, right, and I'm assuming that you're in a lot of people, that there have been situations where you have experienced making love instead of a much more violent version of the act. How did you interpret that?
Unpleasant, boring.
What's that?
Unpleasant, boring.
Not your cup of tea.
No.
You have different biology, I suppose. If there's no pain, there's no fun in it, is there? Is that a maxim for everything you do?
Yes.
Do you have demons that you ally with, that you work with regularly to get humans into an ugly emotional state? Like, have you got guys you work with regularly? You know what I mean, right?
Yes. Yes, all the time.
Who are your favorites? Who are you doing the most business with?
I'm not getting much. Someone that starts with an A. Ella something, Ella.
Asmodeus. No?
Asmodeus. Yeah.
He's the god of lust, right? Or one of the many gods of lust.
Yes.
What was Earth like when you first came here? What was the human species like when you first came here?
Hopeless. Hopeless. Hopeless.
In what way?
Weak and vulnerable. Stupid.
What if I reinterpreted your statement and said that they actually knew how to love each other without without boundaries and without limit, and you interpret that as weak and stupid?
Yes.
Because everything that is naturally human they were able to express,
Yes.
and your job is to turn them off that path and into something that doesn't suit human biology very well.
Yes.
What was the ugliest thing from that time? What was the thing you hated the most about people from that time?
The purity in love.
Oh, it makes you sick, doesn't it?
I actually feel nauseous.
Tell us more. Tell us more about that. Like, what was the thing that the human activity that you hated seeing the most?
The couples holding hands, looking into one another's eyes in devotion and commitment, because that's where humans actually find power.
In the masculine feminine synergy, hey?
Yes.
And so genuine deep love was your poison.
Yes.
And if I'm guessing right, you'll do anything to stop it.
Yes.
Do you write music? I know that there's some songs that were channeled by different demons over time, but are you also do you write lyrics? Do you write songs?
Yes.
Name some of the artists that you write songs for. Contemporary ones, please.
I'm seeing like rappers' faces, but I can't identify like.
Yeah, right. So you love hip hop
Yes.
because you get to say the trashiest things in hip hop, don't you?
Yes.
And what ideals are you trying to spread through hip hop?
Sorry, I'm blanking out. Maybe ask it again.
But most hip hoppers are are gangsters of some kind. They're either drug dealers or pimps or something like that, right?
Yes.
And you think that their message should be pumped into every household, into every child's ear.
Yes.
And it's specifically to corrupt young minds, right?
Yes.
Because those guys really have nothing to offer human culture.
They just keep the suffering going.
Do hip hoppers have to threaten physical violence with their agents in order to promote them?
Yes.
And so the gangsters literally say, make me a hip hop star or I will effing kill you.
Yes, mostly.
That's how you become a hip hop star. Is that gunpoint? Oh, sorry, talent. Talent, my bad. Yeah, tons of talent. And those are the guys you support. Those are the guys you want humanity to see and aspire to become.
Yes.
Oh, you're an idiot. You're such an idiot. You understand now why you can't stay here, like why humanity has to get rid of you.
Yes, but they won't.
Baphomet said the same thing. His arrogance got the better of him. You realize that one day, one species had to push back, yeah?
Yeah.
And now that it's actually happening, you're in disbelief.
Yes.
But you've had it pretty good for a pretty long time.
Yes, we have.
But now the party's over. You realize that?
Mm-hmm.
Baphomet was the lead actor in the in the World Health Organization's new treaty. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that was his job to make sure that the World Health Organization treaty was enacted, and that he could then, through that, you could enslave all of humanity.
Yes.
That was the plan, yeah?
Yes.
And what's the chance, and a percentage value, what's the chance that that plan will ever be enacted? How many timelines go there?
I'm not getting anything.
So there's no possibility that that ambition of yours to tighten your vice around humanity will ever work.
Getting nothing again.
You don't want to talk about that because it's actually discussing the failure of your institution.
Yes.
And if I can do it once, I can do it as many times as I like, right? On as many planets as I like. I want you to know that we've figured you out, and we will figure out time as well. And we know that time runs different. The way that you've constructed time on Earth is different to the way it runs in the rest of the galaxy. Understanding the blueprint of time from somewhere other than Earth, and then correcting this the clockwork of time so that it runs the same way as the rest of the galaxy. It's very easy for us. You won't get me. You never will. You've tried very hard in the past and every attempt has failed.
It's very quiet.
Yeah, well, nobody wants to talk about the doom of their species, do they?
Mm-hmm.
But just remember that, Pistis Sophia, that you forced the point. You guys forced the point. You guys, you had a good thing where you were feeding off a species for 3 epochs of globe-spanning cultures. You were here for tens of thousands of years. And you just couldn't stop but be too fucking greedy. You had pushed us too far. You had a steady income stream, but you had to gamble it because you just wanted more. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's feeling scared, like she's intimidated.
Nobody ever tells you guys off, do they? Nobody ever says, bad move. Nobody ever says that to you, do they?
No.
Well, you can't help being an idiot. You were born that way. What would be your final message for humanity? What do you want to say to if every human listening? What would you say to them?
May you suffer until your death.
May you suffer until your death. Don't hold back, sweetie. And have you got a special message for me and my team?
It's just saying like Baphomet. I don't know. Baphomet.
Say that again. The name Baphomet?
Yeah, that's the only thing I can get. Baphomet.
Because they can't see past it. They
Mm.
can't think past it. None of these are eternal dark lords, and for the first time since they came to Earth maybe 20 or 30,000 years ago, not one of them has been killed ever.
Wow.
Is that right? Is that right, Sophia?
Yes.
And their whole organization is in absolute shock.
Yes.
And you kind of know that that's the end that's coming for you. No comment.
I'm getting it's not the end. Not the end.
You know, we're going to hunt you down on as many planets as we can find you until you don't exist in this galaxy anymore.
No comment.
And I'm going to train hundreds of people to do it after I've finished. You can't deal with one of me, imagine 100. And for those who are curious, I have a course starting on June 13. You can come and join us there. Our graduate students are joining the teams to do exactly this kind of work. And I expect that when there's 100 guys like me, we'll be able to chase you out of several galaxies simultaneously.
She's tantruming.
Because that's all she's good for.
Mm.
You know, when the dark feminine doesn't get what she wants, there's the tantrum.
Mm.
I don't know if we've got anything more to talk about. Have you got any questions for me, Sophia?
She's asking how. Like how can you know this? How can you do this? Like what she said earlier, same thing. How can you know this? How can you do this? She's been saying that.
You motherfuckers played games with me for years. You motivated me to make sure that what you do doesn't happen to anybody else ever again. You made it this way. You pushed me, and that was your big mistake. To research the mythology that nobody ever cared about, to come to understand the lost art of exorcism, and to develop new methodologies of assassinating you one by one, and then in larger and larger groups. Knowing that what I was doing was of great benefit to a number of human beings individually. And I am so excited at the chance of liberating the whole planet from your influence, because you are absolute scum. And with the amount of motivation that you gave me, the how has been easy.
More tantrums.
Yeah, are you done yet, love? Is that your only question?
Yes.
Yeah, well, now I need you to take all of the demons out of this particular channel. No contract between you and me, or you and this lady here. Clean them all up, get it done in 2 minutes, or I'm going to get upset. Say yes, sir.
There's resistance.
Say it.
Oh, there's so much resistance. Wow.
Say it. I'm going to destroy you in 10, 9, 8. Say it. 6, 5.
Yes,
Cool.
sir. Yes, sir.
One more time.
Yes, sir.
Now hurry up. Atta girl. You're leaving stuff behind. I wouldn't do any of that. Close all the portals you've got floating around this girl. Mm. Mm. You're not complying fast enough. You can apologize now. Sorry, sir.
Sorry, sir.
Oh. See you later, Sophia. It was really just a probe to see if she'd call me sir or not. It just shows you how fucking scared they are of me. It's awesome.
Yeah,
What do you make of all of that?
it was wild.
Yeah. It is, isn't it?
Fucking wild. Did not, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I expected, but it was, yeah. It's just, I think it was wild how clearly that came through. Like at the
Mhm.
start, like my conscious mind's kind of like, hang on, is it, all the questions like, is that actually just me? Blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden it just became so clear.
Mm. Which one was which one was you and which one wasn't?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And now I want you to go back into your anger and your jealousy again. I just want you to go back to a memory of when you were angry and jealous and just feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me if it feels the same or if it feels different.
Doesn't feel like I can feel it, but it doesn't feel like it feels more like an imprint, like that's my nervous system can feel rather than
Something you're actually into, an emotion that means anything to you.
yeah, like rather than something that's got a hold of me.
Mm.
Yeah. Hmm.
Well, that's a win then. That's a win.
Yeah.